why don't you start, please? Can you introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Happy to be here. How's everybody doing?
Woo!
All right, we're at the beach, everybody. Amazing. So, my name is Carlos Mats. I'm the CEO and designer of IKA Platform and Schematic, and we're here to talk about the metaverse. I've been a designer all my life since I'm born, I think, and an entrepreneur for almost 20 years. And I'm happy to be here to be talking about the future of the internet, the embodiment of the internet, the 3D internet. So happy to be here.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, Carlos Cerrato here. I hope you guys are ready to go on a roller coaster because we're gonna take one hell of a ride.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
On my side, my background is computer software engineering. I had the opportunity to work a lot on the enterprise world, but lately I've been focusing mostly on blockchain technology for the last 4 years. I had the opportunity to work with IOHK, which is the company behind Cardano Technology, the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap, and above all, the privilege to work with Carlos Mats on one of the probably the most creative projects that I've ever undertaken, which is it's gonna blow your mind.
Definitely. Thank you, guys. So, metaverse. This is huge, but there's maybe not that much information about it. So, Matt, can you explain us what this is?
Absolutely, absolutely. How many of you have heard the term metaverse? All right. So
Wow.
it's like 5 people out of everybody. That's cool. It's
Very special.
it's very special. So basically, the metaverse, the best way that I can describe it is that it's the evolution of the internet. Right now, the internet that we have, it's in our devices, right? It's confined to our devices. It's 2D, correct? We have it on your phone, on your computer, on your tablet, or whatever. But the metaverse is the evolution of that. It's gonna come out of your devices into the real world, and it's gonna merge with the real world, basically. This decade, we're gonna be experiencing a revolution, an interaction of information that we're gonna be looking things in 3D with our augmented reality and virtual reality glasses, right? So right now, the headsets are big and bulky, but they're starting to get slimmer and slimmer. It's gonna come down to a fashionable wearable like your sunglasses right now, and we're gonna be having information overlaid on real world. And that's gonna be the new internet, right? Web volumetric and spatial computing, correct? So that's the metaverse. And to put it, in a graphic form, we have a Venn diagram here, in which this is the metaverse, and it's basically the combination of virtual reality, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, blockchain, ultra-speed internet, and the emergence from those 4 technologies is called the metaverse. And in terms of comparing it to the actual internet where it started, where I would say we're in the 85, 87, you know what I mean? So it's, the next 10, 20, 30 years are gonna be crazy, people. They're gonna be so cool. This is gonna be sci-fi. Sci-fi is gonna become reality. So I'm really excited to talk about this.
Sci-fi is actually happening now. What do you think that we have as challenges, potentially like VR, AR, XR? What do you think this is about?
Yeah, on my side, the first one that I want to touch on is blockchain technology, right?
Excellent.
So here, one key part that Matt said was that right now your content is constrained, right? It's constrained either to your device or it's constrained to one company, right? But this is starting to change already. Let me give you an example. Probably you've all seen at least 1 or 2 news about the NFT craze, right? And everybody's like, okay, why is it a big deal? Aren't they just a JPEG or a PNG? Isn't it just an image? Well, the difference is that by having scarcity on the blockchain, by being able to prove that something is truly unique and that it belongs to one single person, then you can start creating very interesting new models. To give you guys a few examples. Some pieces of art started just as images, as NFTs, now people are creating derivatives of those pieces of art. So now I can turn your art and apply different types of designs to it and have it evolve. It basically becomes like a living piece of art. It's no longer static, right? It changes. When I send it to somebody else, they can also create new applications with it. Some people grab this NFT that started as an images, and now they are playable characters in a video game. And they're also characters in a comic book story. So it's unleashing millions and billions of dollars of creative power thanks to the interconnectivity that blockchain protocols allow. And going a little bit further, now we're starting to see yield-bearing NFTs. So I give you a piece of art that actually, like, imagine sending somebody a gift, but that piece of art actually generates profits for them, generates a return because it has in it, since it's programmable, it has money in it, and that money is creating revenue for the person that you gifted that. And I could go on, like, we could talk like 3 hours just on NFT specifically, right? But the point is that what changed is that with a blockchain protocol, now the content is free. It's free to evolve creatively and economically in different types of mediums, right? Be it images, video games, comic books, whatever.
What about, just 1 second, Cerrato, what do you think about, like there's a lot of additional assets, digital assets right now, like NFT, similar, potentially real estate, potentially, like, as you were mentioning, now the art is not going to be only 2D. We will be able to kind of like walk around it. What are you foreseeing that is going to happen in, say, 5 years from now?
Yeah, one of the things that's already starting to happen is people are starting to tie real world things to NFTs. So to give you an example, there's already NFTs that represent real estate property. So
exactly.
There's also NFTs that represent carbon bonds, right? So people can buy them and sell them on a market. And you can also take this NFT and then just fractionalize it. There's already protocols that basically allow, because an NFT is one token, right? It's something that's unique. So what happens if I can't buy it by myself? Like, let's say all of us want to buy one. So you can fractionalize them, and then all of us collectively can manage it.
Definitely a game changer. Definitely a challenge. And in 5 years from now, we need to solve a lot of additional issues. What about, like the way that we interact, AR, VR? What are you foreseeing?
Correct. Just to add a little bit about the blockchain part, so that everybody understands, the blockchain is going to be the economic layer of the metaverse, right? We're talking about NFTs and all that, but it's going to be how commerce happens in this new era of computing. The blockchain is an immutable ledger. You cannot change the registers that go into each block. So it's transparent, it's scalable, it's one of the greatest inventions of humanity, to be honest with you. And that's going to be the economic layer of the metaverse. So, about interaction, about augmented reality and virtual reality. So, right now, VR and AR are niche because basically the VR revolution, the consumer VR revolution, only started about 9 years ago. It started with Palmer Luckey, this guy that made a Kickstarter and to create his own virtual reality headset because they were not existent. So he made it one himself, and then Facebook bought his company out for $2 billion, and it kickstarted the entire revolution. So this past decade has only been for R&D, basically. It's a very hard problem of miniaturization, of creating UX for VR. It's a great challenge. So the last 10 years have been only R&D. We're on the verge of this becoming really widespread because the production methods are making things really smaller. So basically, Facebook's new direction as a company, they say they're not a metaverse company. You know, they're heading towards that. And next year, Apple is going to come out with their mixed reality headset. So we all know what happens when Apple comes into the market. Like, everybody copies them, everybody follows them, they're the leader, and they, you know, they make really high quality stuff. So they're getting into that. They're going to launch their mixed reality headset hopefully next year, if not the year after that. But by the mid-20s, you're going to see a lot of, you know, evolution in interaction of you know, data and personal computing. You know, personal computing is not going to be confined to your screens anymore. It's going to be around you. So as far as we get to a fashionable wearable, and that's going to happen sometime this decade, everything's going to change.
Excellent. So the internet is not going to be 2D. We will have 3D, AR, VR, with an economical way to actually access it, meaning NFTs, potentially some cryptos, and so on. This actually needs to be, let me put it this way, online, since we wake up until we go to bed. But what about the internet connection? I mean, how are we going to access that?
Exactly. That's where there's a massive arms race right now. Everybody wants to be the next infrastructure provider for 5G. And even as we're barely ramping up 5G right now, 6G is already under research, right? There's companies like SpaceX, Elon Musk SpaceX, and his project Starlink, right, which basically will shower the entire planet with high-speed internet. So no matter where you go, you're going to have your connection, right? And that's going to be a key economic driver for, especially for emerging markets. Because what emerging markets are going to do is they're going to leapfrog all the development of the last 20 years, right? They're not going to start, like the 20 billion people that are unbanked, they're not going to be banked. They're going to go straight to crypto companies, right? Some of those companies will be banks, obviously, right? But the point is they won't use the legacy technology, right? They'll go straight up to the newest technology available. For some people, AR and VR will be the first device that they will have, right? Just like we can all probably assess, like in our kids, our younger family members, we can see that they're all going straight into a tablet, right? They're not going to a PC computer, not even to a laptop. They go to a tablet or to a phone. So this next generation of high-speed connection will allow an accelerated economic adoption of all the technologies that we've been discussing so far.
Awesome. So that sounds amazing. So that means we will be connected all the time, high speed. The internet, we will be able to walk around it, not only to read it, to access it. So what do you think is going to be a normal day in 10, let's say 10 years? How are we going to interact? How are we going to, you know, exist?
A normal day will be you, and well, this is starting right now. I mean, metaverse applications, we're working on IKA, which is metaverse ready. And a normal day is that we're going to be interacting with three-dimensional interfaces of our data, basically. So with 6G and Starlink, which is and 1,300 satellites beaming down high-speed internet down to Earth, and that's going to be normal for us. Just like us watching television, it's normal, and 150 years ago it was not. And let me show you a little bit of how we're gonna live and a little glimpse of the metaverse. Okay.
Awesome. Of course.
All right, let's go.
Just before you start, Mats, this is ready, right?
Yeah, right now. Yeah, this is
happening now.
correct. This is IKA.
Hey Carlos, Could you sum up the definition of metaverse in one sentence, please?
It is the 3D internet.
Repeat that for
Thank
me,
you.
please. What?
3D internet.
3D internet. What do you think of that, Mohammed?
For me, I have another definition. It's the gamification of the world.
Oh, you can do that. Yeah.
So that make it more simpler. You are in a game, you see the avatar inside the game, so you will be this one, this avatar, and you will interact everything around you with the IoT and these VR and AR devices.
Question over here. Come this way, please, because I'm too old to jump over this.
I just want to make like a little compliment in this. And I think for me, metaverse is just the interconnection of all technologies.
Yeah.
Like Aristotle said, everything is connected. And we are connected here. Thank you.
Yes, it's the emergence of all these technologies.
Anybody else? Any questions? Yes, please. Then you have to walk this way, Ocho, because I'm not going to make it all the way. I know you're on the sun lounger, and you shouldn't walk because you're the customer. Please.
How's this gonna affect with our green footprint? We're gonna use a lot of computational power, and how is it gonna affect this in our green footprint?
So that's what the AI layer, well, the AI layer is going to be basically the operations layer. It already is the operations layer of the world, but in the metaverse it's going to become way more important in terms of optimization, right? So we're going to use AI to optimize software to run on more powerful hardware that AI is going to help to produce, correct? So, because yes, it's very compute intensive. It's basically a live, like you said the other day, it's like being in a 24/7 Zoom call in 3D. That's basically the metaverse, right? So, yeah, AI is gonna help us solve all that. You wanna add something?
Yeah, just to add a few examples. Let's say right now, if I want to give you a piece of art and you live in Canada, then I have to put that in a plane and ship it to you, right? That's the only way it's gonna get there. On the other hand, I could just create an NFT and give it to you, and it'll waste like what 10 seconds of electricity probably. So basically, everything that we already do in the physical world has an asset, right? We can actually optimize with the digital technologies.
Another question here.
What do you think that is going to impact the medical field?
Good question.
It's basically telepresence. When you're inside of the metaverse, it doesn't matter what part of the planet you are. You are in the metaverse and you can be anywhere. So that means that doctors are going to be almost as if they were besides their patients inside of the metaverse. And they can be in Africa operating all the way to New York, and then it's gonna feel like your doctor is right there with you, and it's operating on you via robotics. So it's this new layer of reality in which all industries are gonna be volumetric and spatial, and you can transport and teleport anywhere and everywhere and be anywhere at the same time. So you wouldn't have to travel to your doctor. Your doctor can materialize himself right beside you at all times.
Yeah.
All right.
So Carlos Mats is an artist, designer, tech entrepreneur, and speaker. He founded Schematic Arts and Technology Studio in 2004, his main creative outlet, and now co-founder and leads IKA, a new AI startup in Guatemala City. Throughout his career, he was named Young Leader of the America's Professional Fellow by the United States Department of State. Wow. As one of the top 200 entrepreneurs of the continent, and has spoken for Google, the University University of Texas at Austin with his keynote lectures Raised by the Internet, Lessons Learned in 16 Years of Creative Entrepreneurship and the Metaverse. Wow, big applause for you, my friend Carlos. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Happy to be here
I'm happy to call you my friend.
as well, my friend.